up, you guys? It's Vaughn, the Perfume Don, back at you with a very exciting video. Today, we are going to review the new fragrance from Kayali. Love it when they launch a new perfume. This one's called Lovefest, and it is in a burning cherry aroma. Let's hop right in. This is going to be a thorough review. I have been wearing it, testing it, sitting with it to let you guys know exactly how I feel, how it wears, how it performs. Should you buy it ultimately? Should you spend your hard-earned dollars on this perfume? Also, I'm going to let you guys know exactly how does it compare to other fragrances in my collection, and what would you pair with it for a body mist. So let's hop right in. If you love fragrance, if you love smelling good, love hygiene content, you're in the place to be, girl. Go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know when I upload, and let's hop right in. And thank you so much to Kayali, the HUDA Beauty group. If you don't know, where have you been? HUDA Beauty and Kayali are a sister company because they're literally sisters. They're underneath the same umbrella, so you can get all of your makeup goodies and then also get all of your fine fragrance body care as well, because they have hand cream now. They also have all of your perfumes, so you could really just be like that girl on one website and one experience with the Kayali HUDA Beauty mixed together. So again, they sent over their new fragrance, which I was so excited. When I saw the ads for this perfume, I was like, I can't wait to get my hands on this. I don't know what's up with cherry, but it has been burning up the perfume community. Whenever something that's cherry drops, people just lose it, and rightfully so, because usually it smells really good. So for the notes, it is burning cherry, raspberry, praline, Palo Santo, wood, and patchouli. And this is the packaging. It is so freaking cute. Usually all of them come in the same packaging. Well, they all have come in the same packaging, which is like this diamond shaped kind of a bottle. Looks so regal. Love their aesthetic. Love everything they stand for. It's like that attainable luxury. We love an attainable, affordable luxury. Kayali fragrances are definitely it. I'm sure you just saw, but I have on their makeup. So I have on their liner. It is a felt tip liner. Love it. So precise. Also have on their mascara on my bottom lashes. Oh, amazing. And then also I have on their Lovefest eyeshadow palette, which they dropped with the same name as their perfume. So I love these collabs again that they're doing together. Super cute, and definitely goes with the juicy cherry vibe of this fragrance. So this is a 1.7 fluid ounce. All of their fragrances, the full size are 1.7 fluid ounce. Or if you're outside of the United States, it is a 50 ml. We're the only ones. We have our own metric system. That's all of them except for their sample size. They also are numbered. Their fragrances are numbered, and this one's called 48. This is the EDP. Some of them are extracts. So this is the EDP Eau de Parfum concentration. The color is so stunning. Burgundy red hue. If you can see it in person, it has like a natural sheen to it. It's so beautiful. I find that this fragrance, okay, so first impressions, when you first spray it, you definitely get the juicy cherry that you were lusting for. It smells like sappy cherries that have been sitting in a cherry syrup. So it definitely smells very sugary, sweet. I think that the opening is something that very young girls would really like, because I know a lot of their fragrances in their collection, I think that they're a little bit more grown woman. The musky scent, the extract scents, a lot of them are a little bit more grown woman. I would even say like their white musk jasmine fragrances. Those are a little bit more grown woman. This is something that I feel like young girls could really appreciate and enjoy. So if you're just graduating high school, if you're in high school, college, teens, young 20s, if you want to smell young and youthful, then this is definitely a scent that you would really like when it first opens, okay? So that juicy cherry, it definitely is there when you first spray it, but it doesn't only remain with a cherry note consistently throughout the fragrance. You definitely get those other notes that I mentioned previously. So you're definitely going to get the woody notes. Kind of smells like the burning part of cherry. You definitely get the woody, burning, smoky, fiery scent, and that's just maybe 15-20 minutes, if not less, after you spray it. So again, starts out with that burst of a juicy cherry, a sappy, sugary cherry, but then you get right into the burning side of the cherry. Very smoky, very smoky, which makes me feel like, even though I feel like it's like 70% of feminine fragrance, definitely men, if you can deal with a little bit more of like on the feminine side of a fragrance, you would really like this one, because it's very woody, very smoky when it gets down to it. I don't get much of the patchouli, which is something I like. a little bit of a background, maybe just a small amount that kind of complements the burning woodiness of it, but you really don't get much patchouli, which is can be very spicy, very earthy to me. I'm happy that it doesn't have too much of that in there, because I feel like it would like over dominate the cherry, which is ultimately what we're here for. But I like the complement of the woodiness. I think it gives us something a little bit different, something unique to what otherwise could be just like a mundane cherry fragrance, which I would take because it's a great layering for my other scents. But I really like that this is super unique with the burning aspect of it. You know what's really funny? Throughout this fragrance, I say that though you smell the cherry, the thing that I smell even a little bit more than the cherry when it comes to the sugary fruit notes is the raspberry in there. Very juicy, not super tart, maybe a little bit of the tart, but a very juicy, yummy raspberry is what I get. I love raspberry and fragrances. Raspberry is in one of my favorite fragrances of all time, the YSL Mon Paris. Love a berry scent in a fragrance. I feel like it just adds even more of that whimsical, girly element that I love my fragrances to have, and this definitely has it in there. And sometimes the raspberry almost trumps a little bit at times the cherry note, but they work beautifully together to again add that feminine, fun, juicy, sugary, fruity side to the scent that I really enjoy. It also has some praline in there, so it has a sugary dessert, almost like a chocolatey kind of a scent. So I like it a little bit more milk chocolate, not a bitter chocolate, which I enjoy a little bit more, but definitely adds a little bit more of the sweetness, because again, that woody fire note can definitely be overpowering, but it's nice that they added the praline, the raspberry, and the cherry to make sure that all of those together are going to kind of like push the smoky woodiness back a little bit so they can work together a little bit more beautifully and add to this complex scent. I love a complex fragrance that takes you through a journey, through an experience, and this is it. Ooh, I just love that. The Palo Santo, it kind of reminds me, if you like the Le Labo Santal 33, if you like a little bit of that, but you wanted it to be a little bit more of like a feminine fragrance, this is definitely the fragrance for you. The Palo Santo definitely gives it a little bit more of the like Santal 33 vibes. So if you want a Santal 33, if you want like a remix to it, if you feel like you've been wearing that scent, it's been like super popular and everyone's go-to scent for at least a decade now. So if you want something that kind of hints at that vibe of like the Santal, the like burning wood, kind of like a unisex scent, but you want to be a little bit more feminine, this is great because again, that raspberry, cherry, the praline in there is going to add something unique and different, but still have that rooted note. I feel like the rooted note in here is actually the burning wood, the Palo Santo, and the burning woods of it is actually the root note, and that's what you're going to be left with ultimately in this fragrance. When it first opens, again, you're going to have the juicy berry, the cherry notes. That's going to be there for maybe about 15-20 minutes, and you're going to be quickly left with mostly a burning wood kind of a scent, which may sound off-putting, but it's definitely a very sexy vibe. And the raspberry and the cherry haven't completely disappeared for the remainder of the fragrance wear. Even like for the next 3 or 4 hours, you're still going to get hints and whiffs of the cherry, of the raspberry, not so much of the praline, it's just a nice compliment, but of the cherry and the raspberry. You're going to get hints and whiffs for the next 3 to 4 hours. But again, the star of this fragrance is the burning woods, the Palo Santo, and the woody notes. So just know that if that's something that's off-putting for you, you should know that. It's not a completely cherry fragrance at all, which of course I'm sure you're able to read, but I want you to know that in wearing it, you definitely get a lot of woodiness in there and a little bit of masculinity. But the most beautiful people, the most wonderful things combine the perfect amount of masculinity and femininity. You have to have both. It's a beautiful dance almost, so to speak. For me, this fragrance lasted not the longest, but it's nice because you get to touch it up and get that burst of the cherry and the raspberry again. I think that this fragrance lasts about max 4 hours for me, and in high heat, maybe about 5 hours. I think that it is very nice to layer. I feel like this will layer so easily with so many of my fragrances. I really want to layer this with something that's a little bit more vanilla based. I feel like that's going to be so sexy. The vanilla, maybe like a Van Cleef Orchid Vanille. So you got that sugary vanilla, super sappy that really dominates. And then you have that beautiful cherry and the woody side. I think that in the fall and the winter is going to be stunning. I'm like already envisioning me wearing this in the holiday season. So I love that. This definitely sits a little bit closer to the skin as well. This is a whifter. I think that most Kayali fragrances are going to be whifters. So this sexy woman, just imagine this sexy woman. She's sauntering around the restaurant and then she walks by you. She's so beautiful and she smells just as beautiful, but it's not a strong scent that's going to be knocking people out, pow, pow, pow. It's definitely a whifter when you get a little bit close, or maybe it's in her hair. I like to spray perfume in the hair, even though I know you're not supposed to, and they do have some specific hair perfumes. I spray this in my hair and it's definitely a whifter. People get a whiff of your beautiful fragrance, but it's not over dominating. For me, again, it lasts about 4 to 5 hours depending on how much I spray and what I do with my body care routine that day. Okay, so I really, really love this scent. Honestly, when I sprayed it, it did remind me of another fragrance. Actually, I was reminded of another scent that it smells very identical to, in the opening at least, which I believe has now been discontinued, so that's perfect. So this Kayali Lovefest Burning Cherry, when it first opens, it definitely reminds me of the Dancing Roses from Victor and Ralph. And I think this is discontinued now. Look at that beautiful packaging. It's so beautiful. I picked it up from Sephora before they discontinued it. But the thing about this fragrance is that it opens with this beautiful dancing cherry rose kind of a note. And even though there isn't like a floral component to the Kayali Lovefest, it definitely has like a tingle your nose, fun, youthful, sort of a berry cherry scent. And that's what this fragrance has as well. So if you've ever smelled this fragrance, how this opens and how this remains throughout the fragrance is how the Kayali Lovefest Burning Cherry actually opens. So it's a nice nostalgic moment because this scent, I try not to wear it that often. Oh, it smells so good. Actually, if you want to layer them, that is beautiful. If you really do like the opening of the Kayali Burning Cherry and you want it to remain a little bit longer, definitely if you have Dancing Roses, I would say layer these to make a beautiful scent, but you obviously you don't have to. You could just reapply the Kayali Lovefest because it's so enjoyable to reapply. This fragrance is very similar to the opening of this one. So love that, and it smells so freaking divine. The next one that it kind of reminded me of, but not exactly, is the BDK Smoking Rouge. The next one that it reminded me of a little bit, but not exactly, just because it has the cherry note in there, is the Rouge Smoking from BDK. This smells a little bit similar. This one is definitely a little bit more on the oomph side of cherry. So I would only say that they're similar in the fact that they have like a sugary, sappy sort of a cherry note, but this again has that very unique burning woody scent. I really don't smell it that often, especially in fragrances geared towards women. So the fact that it has it in there, I really, really like. And this fragrance does not, but if you enjoy this one, I do feel like you would enjoy the Kayali. And then the same thing with the Dancing Roses. I feel like if you like those, then you would like the Kayali. So you can have a reference point of if you would actually enjoy that scent. Now, on to a body mist that I feel like would be the perfect way to layer your body care to make sure this Kayali Lovefest lasts all day. For me, even though it's kind of hard to find now, the chocolate covered cherry, this is an obvious pick from Bath & Body Works. This has rich milk chocolate, it has red cherries in there, and also has a sweet liqueur kind of a scent. It smells so good and definitely dials up the praline side. That's kind of like taking the background in this Kayali scent. If you want to dial it up a little bit, have some chocolatey, nutty, dessert kind of a scent going to it, then definitely pair this one from Bath & Body Works with the Kayali Lovefest. I love chocolate covered cherry for the fall winter, and I'll definitely be using this combo for them. Next, I feel like this combo is really, really good. I think this is probably the only fine fragrance mist that you can actually find right now at Bath & Body Works. A lot of them, fortunately, are discontinued or just like not in the rotation that Bath & Body Works does. But this one you can pick up right now. So this is the Gingham Love. So in Gingham Love, it actually has sugared red berries, it has a blushing freesia, and it has rose meringue. It smells like this body mist smells like a musky, fruity floral, which again, if you want to dial up the feminine side of the Kayali Lovefest, I love this combination. Since it has the sugared red berries in there, it's the perfect combination with the cherry and the raspberry that's in the Lovefest. So love these two together, especially if you want to dial up the feminine side. Now, I know a lot of people really, again, because it's so unique, want to dial up the woody, burning kind of a component, and the perfect one, I think you already know what I'm about to say, girl. I think you already know. So this is the Bonfire Bash. Perfect. This is like the only, I think, body mist from Bath & Body Works. Drop it below if you disagree or if you agree, or any of the other fragrance combinations that you would pair with this Lovefest. If you've smelled it, or just based off of the notes that I've told you in the description, which body mist from Bath & Body Works would you combine with the Lovefest from Kayali? For Bonfire Bash, the fragrance notes are going to be vanilla bourbon, creamy sandalwood, and cashmere musk. But essentially it smells like you're sitting by a fire outside. If you're sitting by a fire, if you're burning s'mores, that's the kind of vibe it gives. And it's the perfect scent for if you love that woody, cozy, because it kind of smells cozy. If you smell like burning wood, it smells very cozy, very warm and cozy. And that's what you're gonna get if you combine these two together. Love this combo. Girl, top tier. Definitely a little bit more evening for me versus in the daytime until it gets fall, winter. But I love this scent. This might be like my dinner scent, because like, girl, the girl's about to be hitting the streets doing her thing. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more of like a dinner scent for me. All in all, I really, really like this fragrance. I feel like it's going to be a staple in my collection. I don't have that many cherry fragrances, so I'm so happy to welcome another one to really play around with. Again, I think it's great for layering. I feel like this is an all-season fragrance. I feel like you can wear it in the spring the same way you can wear it in the summer, in the fall, in the winter, and enjoy it all the same. The performance is decent for me. I don't have to, I know everyone talks about having like this beastly perfume that lasts all day. I know, especially with the transition in the world, how many times do you really need a fragrance that's going to last you all day? Maybe not that often. So it does what it needs to do for me. I need a fragrance that's going to last through dinner, last through me running errands, and that's about 3 to 5 hours, and that's what this fragrance does. Since it's in a 50 ml or 1.7 fluid ounce, it's not too large to where you can't just pop it in your bag if you want to reapply, or use an atomizer as well. And if you want it to last even longer, use it with those Bath & Body Works fragrance mists, and it's definitely going to have even more of the performance. It'd be so much fun to really bring out those other notes in there. For the age demographic, I feel like you could be a teenager really enjoying this. Again, when it dries down, it gets a little bit more grown woman, but when it opens, it's gonna be really fun for you. I definitely feel like all ages can enjoy this scent. It's extremely versatile. I feel like this takes you from work, it takes you to a date night, girl, it takes you to a cocktail hour, it takes you to a brunch with the girlfriends. This is a very versatile scent. So for that reason, I feel like it's a winner. I feel like she's versatile. I feel like she does her thing. I feel like she's that woman sauntering through with that little whiffy fragrance, and you're like, I want to know a little bit more. It's mysterious. It's not punch you in the face, but it makes you want to know a little bit more about this girl. So all in all, thank you so much for Kayali sharing this fragrance with me. I really love Lovefest Burning Cherry. Thank you so much. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the fragrance if you had a chance to smell it? I think it is in a lot of Sephora's now. So check online, see if your Sephora has it. Go smell it. Come back, let me know, what do you think of it? And also, what fragrances would you combine it with? And then what fragrances did it remind you of? Can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts. Talk to you later. Peace.